First came the Magic Kingdom, then the incredible EPCOT Center. Now comes the new Disney MGM Studios theme park.
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news for May 11th, 2024. For VI pass holder days, Walt Disney World Resort has announced a limited time increased food and beverage discount for annual pass holders at various restaurants. Pass holders can save 20% on food and non-alcoholic beverages from May 28th through June 26th of this year at the following locations. At the Magic Kingdom, there's Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, Crystal Palace, the Diamond Horseshoe, the Skipper Canteen, Liberty Tree Tavern, Plaza, and Tony's Town Square Restaurant. At Epcot, there's the Akershus Royal Banquet Hall, Beer Garden, Coral Reef, Garden Grill, Le Cellier, Rose and Crown, and Spice Road Table. For Hollywood Studios, the 50s Primetime, the Hollywood Brown Derby, Hollywood and Vine, Mama Melrose's, Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, and the Sci-Fi Dine-In. At Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, there's Tiffin's, Tusker House, that's it. At the resort hotels, at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boma, Jico, and Sanaa. At the Boardwalk Inn, the Flying Fish, and Trattoria Al Forno. Sebastian's Bistro at the Caribbean Beach, California Grill, Chef Mickey's, and Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary. For Coronado, it's Toledo and Three Bridges Bar and Grill at the Grand Floridian, Citricos, Grand Floridian Cafe, and Narcoossee's. Olivia's at Old Key West, Kona Cafe and Ohana at the Polynesian, Boatwright's Dining Hall at Port Orleans, Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera, Turf Club at Saratoga Springs, at Disney's Vero Beach Resort, Wind and Waves Grill, at Wilderness Lodge, the Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White, and Whispering Canyon Cafe. The Yacht and Beach Club, there's Ale and Compass, Beaches and Cream, Cape May Cafe, and the Yachtsman Steakhouse. Pass holders must present their valid annual pass ID in the My Disney Experience app or annual pass card and a valid government-issued photo ID to receive the discount. Of course, VIP pass holder days also include the special annual pass holder lounge in Restaurant Marrakesh, a Stitch Cake Cone, Stitch Magic Shots, and a Stitch pass holder magnet, which we've all talked about previously. There are now construction walls up around the exit doors of the Country Bear Jamboree inside Pecos Bills at the Magic Kingdom. Previously, the exit doors were open for cast members to go backstage, but a fence and ropes blocked guest access to the exit queue even before the attraction's closure. There are now large walls covered in scrim, probably fences, blocking the exit area from view. The Country Bear Jamboree closed permanently in January. In April, the show's sign was covered in tarps, and a new show, the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, will open this summer at an undisclosed date where the characters will sing country versions of classic Disney songs, but still no date on when the Bears will be back. Lari the Armadillo, an original Tiana's Bayou adventure character, now has his own mailbox and a lantern at the Magic Kingdom. The new mailbox is located outside a door on the Critter Co-op facade. Critter Co-op replaces the Briar Patch as one of the gift shops for Tiana's Bayou adventure. The mailbox resembles a tree trunk that has been cut to have a door, and a metal flag is attached to the side above Lari. The armadillo's name is painted in white, and Lari is also referenced in a Critter Co-op window. It seems that this is Lari's home. He may actually be the proprietor of the new gift shop. The official description of Lari reads, this mischievous fella, while quiet in demeanor, seems to always show up where you least expect him to. I hear he has a habit of borrowing things that aren't his, although those things eventually make it into the right paws. Speaking of Lari the Armadillo, we checked on his figure next to the ride's flume near the end of the attraction. This figure was installed last month. Another version of Lari was installed on the ride last week, too. This Lari now has a red and green lantern next to him. Meanwhile, crews are getting ready to install the wait time signage at the entrance of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. This sign in a nearby flower bed is still wrapped in a tarp. The entrance to Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be under the Frontierland train station, same as Splash Mountain. During our last few construction updates, crew members took a tarp down from the entrance marquee and installed wood. There are 2 square openings in the wood with electrical wiring inside. We expect these will be electronic signs, so show the wait time, the current time for those of you with lightning lane, etc. I just want to stop and talk about this for a second. We're going to be ranting a lot in today's show, and rants are negative, right? So I think the opposite of a Tom Corliss rant would be a Tom Corliss rave, right? And this is where I have Jake turn on multicolored lights and rave music. I'm joking. I just want to say I just went to Magic Kingdom yesterday, day before, whatever, at some point. The last week or so has been a blur, so I apologize. But I went and walked by, and I walked by the mountain. Like from a distance, I was not enamored with the way it looks because it's nondescript now without the tree trunk at the top. But when I got close and you have those like bayou trees and the flowers all over, from up close, I was like, all right, this looks really nice. From close up. But the thing I was really enamored with was Critter Co-op. These signs, they're beautiful, but also the thing is they feel like they're straight out of like 1992. I know people said I think it's the Critter Country font because at Disneyland it'll be in Critter Country. But it feels like it's of that time, which I think shows the love and admiration of the team working on this project for Splash Mountain. I know a lot of people are still angry about Splash being gone, but times change, things move on. And in this case, I think it made a lot of sense. And so far, what I've seen quality-wise feels like classic Disney, right? They've created an original character that's going to keep showing up in cute and thoughtful ways and funny ways throughout the ride in Lari. The signage out here is gorgeous. It feels like it's always been there. The exterior, at least up close, looks great. I would have liked the boat on the tree. From a distance, it's kind of blah, but up close, I think it looks really good. We're still waiting to see the inside, and we will be seeing the inside in, man, that's less than a month till the media event. But I'm excited. I'm actually very excited. Every sign I've seen looks like a lot of love and care went into this, so cannot wait to see. A new Chip 'n Dale bus wrap has debuted at the Walt Disney World Resort. The bus is currently running on the All-Star Sports Resort line, at least when we found it. It features red, white, and yellow stripes. The large face of Dale is positioned between the 2 sets of doors on one side of the bus, Chip obviously on the other side. The wrap is in the same style as the sensational 6 bus wraps that debuted in 2019, and the stripes are the same color as the Mickey bus. Of course, recently we also saw new Ratatouille, Orange Bird, and Zootopia bus wraps. I love that Zootopia one. I've seen that one around. Obviously, Orange Bird's great too, but the Zootopia one's super cute. I love it. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Before we get to the next story, I also want to mention the shirt I'm wearing, Carousel of Products, has a brand new style of button up or button down, or I forget which is which, but whatever. We are celebrating 30 years of terror inspired by the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, the anniversary coming up in July. Of course, we kicked off that celebration at Stage 89, which I hope you've all watched, and if not, streaming tickets still available. You can stream for the next 30 days-ish. And enjoy these once-in-a-lifetime panels. But we have this great shirt that is inspired by all the Tower of Terror attractions around the world, mostly the Twilight Zone ones, but there is one small fun reference to the Tower of Terror at Tokyo Disney Sea. There's a cool hidden little thing. I don't think I'm going to show it to you now, but there's a cool little quote from the attraction hidden on the shirt. We got our Carousel Products logo etched on in the bellhop costume colors. A lot of fun stuff on this shirt. I love it. I've been wearing it a lot in the last week as we celebrate Hollywood Studios. But WDWNT.shop is the URL if you want to pick up this shirt right now. It is pre-orders. We say it's shipping in June. They may arrive earlier, but at the least they'll arrive in June, which means we can get them to you before the anniversary of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in mid to late July here at Walt Disney World. So, and every shirt purchase helps to fund this show and many others here at WDWNT, our reporters out in the parks every day, all that fun stuff. So we thank you for your support. And again, I remind you, one size up. Always buy one size up in these. They run a little small. I think next time, we've been told by the manufacturer we could just change the size tags next time, so that way it's more akin to what you might buy from other brands or other companies. We probably do that, but this time, keep in mind, buy one size up if you're unsure. Piglet is now meeting guests with Winnie the Pooh in Christopher Robin's bedroom at the UK Pavilion in EPCOT. As of Wednesday, Piglet is sometimes meeting with Winnie the Pooh, but during our visits to the location, we saw the two together and Pooh alone at various times. After years of meeting in other locations, Pooh returned to Christopher Robin's bedroom last fall. It's located in the back of the UK Pavilion. Cast members did not know how long Piglet would appear with Winnie the Pooh in the UK Pavilion, but it's also worth noting some guests met Rabbit with Winnie the Pooh at one point, which is really cool. That is not a character you get to meet very often, so be on the lookout. Disney's Animal Kingdom has new mugs, apparel, and a Na'vi translator inspired by Pandora, the world of Avatar. We found all this in the Island Mercantile Shop in the center of the park. There's a travel poster mug for $16.99, a Banshee mug for $24.99, to that cutesy style. The Floating Mountains mug is $24.99. There's a youth tee for $26.99, a tie-dye tee, I love this, for $34.99, a Wood Sprites tee for $34.99, a crew neck sweatshirt for $59.99, a button-up shirt I will definitely need for $64.99, and a new version of the Na'vi translator, which was first introduced. This is $29.99. They first introduced a version of this in 2017 when the land opened. This is a new updated version with new cards. You get 15 of them in this pack. But then they're also selling trading card packs in a Series 1 and a Series 2 already. Those are $9.99 each. So I think it's cool that they keep updating this stuff. Pandora's had the best merchandise since it opened, and I love they're keeping up the quality there. Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge has a new baby Addax, a critically endangered species, on the Sunset Savannah. 2-month-old Julian has joined the resort's Addax herd. The baby stands just over 2 feet tall. He was born to mom Juniper and dad Alan, and his name is an ode to both of them. Julian is the first male calf born at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Scott Terrell, the director of animal and science operations for Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, wrote about the newborn. He said the following: "At Disney, every animal birth is important, but there's something extra special about an odds-defying, critically endangered baby Addax we welcomed just in time for Mother's Day at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Baby Addax, a species of antelope with curly horns and a gray, white, and tan fur. Addax is a species of antelope known for the curly horns that the calves are born with. They face possible extinction with less than 100 in the wild and just over 180 in managed care across organizations accredited by the associations of zoos and aquariums. There are just 21 AZA accredited institutions with Addax, Disney one of them. Walt Disney World follows AZA species survival plans, welcoming a variety of newborn animals. Terrell writes that Julian's birth is just one example of many that exemplifies the success of our continued work to breed at-risk animals." Disney has announced the official name of the new Disney Vacation Club Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, as well as an opening window and other important dates. They also released new concept art. The tower is named the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows. What a name. Disney says it will take you on a storytelling journey that brings to life the spirit of Polynesia. The 10-story tower overlooks the Seven Seas Lagoon, celebrating the natural world and the magic of Disney. It is within walking distance of the monorail, and it's projected to open in December of 2024. The original concept design for Disney's Polynesian Resort featured a prominent tower. Island Tower will complete that vision while embracing the rich culture from the Polynesian islands. Those are not my words, those are Disney's. You'll get my words in a second. The exterior features designs created just for the tower, including a manta ray symbolizing freedom, protection, and grace. The manta ray is also revered as a guardian of the family, like Grandma Tala in Moana. The film's characters will be subtly featured in artwork throughout the resort, including in the lobby. The lobby will have an art panel installation on the ceiling inspired by several Polynesian islands, showcasing native wildlife. Each animal has a strong connection to the islands and symbolizes values important to the local people. Walt Disney Imagineering collaborated with over a dozen artists from around the world to create unique artwork that will be displayed in the tower. Each piece is inspired by the spirit of conservation and embodies Polynesian culture. These include a preserved moss wall and sculptures made from recycled fishing nets. Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows will have a variety of room types that will sleep from 2 to 9 guests. These include duo studios, 1 and 2 bedroom villas, and brand new 2-bedroom penthouse villas. On June 4th, Disney Vacation Club members can make early rental reservations by contacting member services at 800-800-9800. Disney Vacation Club members will be able to make points-based reservations at a later date. On June 5th, Walt Disney World annual pass holders can start booking rental reservations by contacting 407-934-7639. And on June 6th, all guests can make reservations online or by contacting 407-934-7639. I have some things to say. So I think in all the lead up from the moment this project was announced through construction, all of this, myself and probably other people in the community said this, but there was always a tower in the early concepts of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. There was always a tower that was part of it, right? Very, very evocative of hotels along the shoreline in actual Hawaii, right? And there's concept art out there from those early days. Obviously, Disney opted to not build that eventually for a multitude of reasons. But if you wanted to build a tower at the Polynesian, maybe this was the right way to go. This is not the way they went, right? So now Disney is evoking history, right? They're now evoking history to explain why this tower is okay. And it's not because this is not in the style of what was originally intended. It does not really look like something you'd find in Hawaii. It is not particularly themed. It is a big, ugly eyesore. And it needs to be said. This thing is hideous. It's in a bad spot. They ruined the beach. They took out the Spirit of Aloha dinner show for this. They got rid of the luau. This is fundamentally a project that desecrates the history of Disney's Polynesian Resort, not leans into it. So if I was Disney, I would delete that paragraph immediately because that's nonsense. This is not connected in any way. And if you want to know why it's not connected in any way, whoever's editing, please put up that lobby concept art because I want to talk about this. This is the grayest thing I've ever seen. How is this evocative of the islands? It's gray. It's pure gray. What about it feels like, I don't know if you've seen the newer, I'm ashamed to admit I've seen these. If you've seen the newer like DC Superman movies, right? When you see the like Kryptonian architecture and technology, that's what this lobby looks like, this soulless alien architecture, right? I don't care what influences they supposedly have applied here. They're not showing in this art. This is a soulless, colorless interior. I hate this project with a passion. This is awful, really, really awful. And Disney, honestly, the last several months since management change in the company, a majority of our rants have been focused solely really on one division of Disney parks and resorts. That's been Disney Vacation Club. Disney Vacation Club needs to put more thought into what they are doing. They can't just all willy-nilly acquire existing hotel property and destroy history, take the theme out of it, and make things very un-Disney. I remember this art was released, I think yesterday. I think it was released yesterday. I forget what day. Again, long week. Whatever day this was released, I went to lunch at Sanaa, and I'm sitting in Sanaa going, what's wrong with this? This restaurant is full. People love theming. You've come on a theme park vacation. Why are we afraid of theme and story? This is what people are coming for, to be immersed in a world unlike the one they live in every day. So if you're just going to build JW Marriotts and Radissons and things like that, and build cabins that look like storage containers, this is not Disney. In no way is this Disney. This is a company that in the hotel space used to lead the industry and innovate, right? I think about, Yacht and Beach Club, Stormalong Bay, the things that they tried with that pool area, right? They had a snorkeling area, sand bottom, just all these creative, interesting things that they used to do at each of these hotels. You think about it, especially those 80s and 90s Disney hotels. There's always these little kooky things that are just so different and out there. And some of them changed the industry forever, right? A lot of them became industry standard things. But this is so devoid of actual storytelling and real Disney details. It's a shame. And this thing it ruins the skyline there. I hate it. I just hate it. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Oh boy, let's talk about more DVC, shall we? Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a request to extend another construction permit for the abandoned Reflections, a Disney Lakeside lodge. The request is for Project 89. This includes the construction of the actual resort buildings, parking lots, and backstage areas. It was set to expire in February of 2024. The request states, we would like to request an extension of this permit as construction is not yet complete. This project was shut down during COVID-19 conditions and therefore delayed the completion of this project. Imagineering asked for a 5-year extension. Disney began to demolish River Country in 2019 and Reflections was set to open in 2022, but construction had barely begun when COVID-19 shut down the world. Disney continued to file construction permits with a 2021 permit indicating removal of the trailers, seemingly supporting rumors that the resort was canceled. However, last year, Disney requested and received a 5-year extension for a permit of the construction project staging ground at the Stollport site. This didn't give much hope for Reflections as there's also ongoing construction at Fort Wilderness, but the new permit, which deals more directly with the resort site, suggests Disney is reviving the Lakeside Lodge. I am not surprised about this because the updates at Fort Wilderness lean into this, right? Somebody looked at the Fort Wilderness area and goes, you know, we don't particularly care for these guests. These guests do not have a high guest spend. A lot of them stay on the campsite or in their cabin for a prolonged period during their vacation. They cook their own food that they bought at the supermarket or even worse, brought from home. And, you know, we saw, I don't think we really talked about it, but the war they're waging on third-party golf cart rentals, which makes sense if you have enough golf carts for the guests that stay at your resort, but we know they currently don't, so I don't understand that either. They've desecrated Fort, right? Trails, what they did to Trails End, what they're doing to the cabins, they're clearly looking for a different clientele than Fort Wilderness has established over its 50-something years of operation. And look, I already had a problem with Reflections just in that it ruined the skyline back there. To have that thing looming over Pioneer Hall, once they cleared the trees, like the vibe back there by Pioneer Hall went away forever. And I think the feeling always was, well, you're not going to update Fort Wilderness and do all these other things if there isn't a larger plan. And the larger plan is that Reflections will be here and connected to Fort, and they'll basically share a lot of their amenities. So I think it's still happening. I think it's probably going to happen pretty much as was intended. I'm not a big fan of it. Reflections on its own, if it had been separated enough from Fort, I'm fine with. I don't mind them building another lakeside hotel. You know, that's exciting, but to ruin one of the original Walt Disney World Resort hotels, same story as the Polynesian, right? To desecrate and ruin the theme and story and integrity of one of the original Walt Disney World hotels is disgraceful. And I don't know, it doesn't make me excited for a lot of the future of Walt Disney World. I think all this still shows a management that doesn't understand their own history or doesn't respect it because they don't understand it. That's the continued problem here. I think at the other Disney resorts around the world, we see a continued effort to balance, you know, incredible new experiences and keeping the historical fabric of the place alive. At Walt Disney World, I don't feel that nearly ever, right? You know, I feel a little bit with the Tiana project, but I'm not seeing it, definitely not seeing it outside the parks, that's for sure. Let us know in the comments how you feel. Wine Bar George at Disney Springs has added new items to their menu. Disney shared this on Instagram. There's the one big profiterole for $10. This new dessert is available at brunch, lunch, and dinner. There's fried gnocchi for $12. It's toasted garlic, pecorino, and chili oil. That's for lunch and dinner. The New Zealand lamb chops are $26. They're black garlic puree, salted onions, and herb vinaigrette toppings on that. This is for lunch and dinner. The Bronzino sandwich is $20. It's sauce, I'm going to butcher this, I don't know what this is. Sauce grabiche, pickled onions, arugula, and house-made chips on the side. The Bronzino sandwich is available at lunch only. The strawberry oat bar is $6. It's flaxseed, chia seed, and strawberry preserves. And this snack is at the Wine Bar George to-go bar. The Gardener's Fix is $16. It's Japanese whiskey, cold-pressed cucumber and ginger and lemon. The Endless Vacation is $16. It's hibiscus-infused rum, Rockies liqueur, grapefruit honey cordial as well. Brunch at Wine Bar George is 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Bites and Boards is from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Lunch is 11:30 to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, and dinner is available after 3 p.m. daily. The basket is open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland will receive a $5 million refurbishment, according to the Orange County Register. This is what I just talked about with historical fabric, right, and maintaining it. The OC Register reported on building permits filed by Disney for the Main Street Opera House. The permits indicate Disney will replace show elements, lighting, audio, and show systems. They'll replace an existing platform and install a new turntable. They'll also work on the building's mechanical, electrical, and plumbing elements. Disneyland officials told the OC Register they're excited to invest in the classic attraction to keep it looking great. The President Lincoln audio animatronic, quote, isn't going anywhere. Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln closed back on April 16th. The reopening date has still not been announced. The calendar currently goes through June 20th, but the show will be closed beyond that. Of course, the attraction was one that originally debuted at the 1964-65 World's Fair. Fun fact, this is not the one that moved from the fair. This opened the next year while the fair was still going on. So this is like a secondary Lincoln attraction, not the one from the fair, although it is the same show in many respects. Pixar Fest is well underway at the Disneyland Resort, and on Friday it marked the opening of 6 new marketplaces themed to Pixar films. These are food booths or festival booths, if you want to call them that. And of course, we reviewed every single item. You can watch Allie's video review right here on our channel, or you can read the reviews at DisneylandNewsToday.com. Meanwhile, Meilin and Ming Lee from Turning Red will return to Disney California Adventure for a meet and greet during the ongoing Pixar Fest. Actually, they already have. May and her mom debuted during the Lunar New Year celebrations earlier this year. The new meet and greet began on Friday, May 10th, and they're making appearances from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. near Grizzly Peak. They're near the water wheel. They're Disney never likes to name this area. This is the quote-unquote San Francisco street that's kind of between the Little Mermaid and, I don't know, what's on the other side of that building. But nonetheless, that little street that leads from Grizzly Peak Airfield out to Paradise Gardens Park and San Francisco and all of that. It's along this path. I guess we'll find them there. And of course, not far from there, you could also meet Talking Doug near the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, just a few steps away. Just like the previous meet and greet, May will be in her human form with some red panda characteristics. And guests can see May in her full red panda form during Better Together, a Pixar Pal celebration parade. You can watch the video of that right here on our channel. The Disney Dreams Nighttime Spectacular at Disneyland Paris will have its final performance this month before Disney Illuminations returns. The final Disney Dreams will be on May 30th. Disney Illuminations will return the next night on May 31st. Disney Dreams originally debuted in 2012 for the 20th anniversary of Disneyland Paris. It ran until 2017 when Disney Illuminations replaced it. The new show was created for the park's 25th anniversary, and it ran until April of 2023, albeit with pauses due to COVID, when Disney Dreams returned for the park's 30th anniversary grand finale and the 100 Years of Wonder celebration. Quick little rant. Disney Illuminations is a bad show. Disneyland Paris was on such a roll through that 30th anniversary, and it seemed like it would never end. I feel like since the 30th ended, their entertainment department has been on a steep decline. Other than the drone show. The drone show's fantastic, but A Million Splashes of Color I just do not think is as good as it could be. And this is a downgrade. Even though the other show's younger, this is like going from Happily Ever After to Disney Enchantment is how this feels. Illuminations is a soulless IP clip show, as opposed to Dreams, which still uses tons of IP, but does so with a story that's heartwarming and fun. Disney Dreams is one of the best fireworks shows anyone's ever done. It's a fantastic show. It is a shame that Disney Illuminations is coming back because I don't know anyone who likes it. I really don't. I know there's a majority of guests there that probably don't care. The day guest has no idea what they're missing, but we went through all the trouble of bringing Disney Dreams back. Why bring Illuminations? This is like if you brought back Disney Enchantment on a nightly basis. It feels the same. Disneyland Paris, please rethink this. I beg you, please. A monorail on the Disney Resort line at Tokyo Disney Resort has debuted a new Fantasy Springs wrap. The exterior of the Fantasy Springs monorail features a blue gradient, and the new port's logo with golden lettering and pink flowers is on the front car. There are white four-pointed stars around the logo, and the small golden silhouette of Tinkerbell flies across the top of this car. Tink will have her own ride, of course, at Fantasy Springs. The rest of the cars also feature gold silhouettes of characters, such as Peter Pan, who flies along the stream of pixie dust Tinkerbell left behind. On the next car, the pixie dust stands in for ice, as Elsa is pictured with her arm outstretched to perform magic. Grand opening June 6, 2024 is on the back car, and the Tokyo Disney Sea logo is in the corner. And inside the Fantasy Springs monorail's walls are decorated with images of flowers, leaves, water, and other natural elements. This artwork is also featured on Fantasy Springs merchandise and in Fantasy Springs Gifts, the store in the land or port. Fantasy Springs decals are also on the Mickey-shaped windows, and near the monorail's doors are large works of art with short stories resembling storybook pages. Anna and Elsa are pictured ice skating, and other characters featured doing many other activities as well. The small FS Fantasy Springs logo is on the sides of the monorail's benches as well. For the absolute latest on all these stories and those that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make this show happen 3 times a week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.